lockdown, we are not seeing food to eat, and they still give us more 2 weeks again to stay. With the more 2 weeks again to stay, how can we see our daily bread to eat? And I have 3 children, nothing that we are using.
Let me thank all health workers for their sacrifice of love, for working 24 hours round the clock trying to save lives. Posterity will be kind to you. Thank you. So, Mr. President has announced an extension of 2 weeks stay at home. Not bad. We can do that. That's not my problem. My problem is, what are we doing? Strategy. Who exactly is in charge of this war against coronavirus? You know, if we keep sweeping things under the carpet, they're going to turn around and bite us. And whatever you allow, you were given approval to. So, let's deal with this. You know, plainly, looking at ourselves, let's tell ourselves the truth. There are 2 sets of people out there. The uninformed and therefore ignorant people, most of whom live in the rural areas, and then the very angry ones, daily workers who live amongst us, who do not understand why you have asked them to not make a living, to just stay in their house and wash hands. Who is catering for them? Who? You know, I don't understand it. Whoever told a politician that the best way to give a very hungry man food is to drive the food through a crowd and haul it at them? You told us social distancing, but what we see is social clustering. You make people sprawl in front of you because of food, and then they fight over it. How dehumanizing. You have turned them to animals, that now what they do is actually act like animals, attack people in their homes, believing that those are the problems. After all, this is an urban myth. Big man's wahala. You know, you could have just very simply printed vouchers, bought this food, and used the structures that you as politicians created. During the elections, you went to your wards. You spoke to people in the language that they understood. You engaged these young people. How is it that at this particular point, you do not know that most of these young people who are residents in your constituency can be useful? How is it that you do not know that you can hand them the food, the vouchers, and give them the list to go door to door and deliver this? You don't play politics with life. No, you must make them beg you as the big man that you think that you are. Which brings me to the banks. You were quick to make donations. Great. You have data. You have everyone's information who banks with you, because at every transaction you take something away. You keep deducting people's money. When you have a crisis like this, you deal first with the most vulnerable. So by their statement of account, you can identify them with ease. All you needed to do was use the same structure that you use in deducting monies from them, that you sum up and announce as your annual profit. Use same structure and pay in a little something into every account that they can survive on throughout this lockdown. But no, you must book your next big customer, which is government. You know, it's funny how government forgets government structure. And that's why I'm asking who is actually in charge, because it is you I want to address. You can use those word structures. Use them. Speak to people in the language that they understand. Let the politicians go back there and speak to their constituents. Use those wards, as sensitization area, as pick-up area, and of course, as testing ground. We are running out of time. If we don't do this very quickly, we're going to have more trouble on our hands. Why? Because we do not know who the last person was who went struggling for food. Right now, we are all at risk. Save us the trouble, save this country anarchy, and please do your work now. God bless Nigeria and keep us all alive.
Oga, good day, sir.
Yes.
Oga, you say you know this, for how many years now we never see?
Since 2010.
Since 2010. So who they feed the family all this while?
Now my wife, now in the hustle, they work up.
So mommy, have for the past 2 weeks now, how you take the manage?
The little one I get, I don't say finish. To go on, go by, they say they don't block road. It's just they know where to go buy the okpa again. And now the okpa, they cook, they feed my children.
Now they cook, they feed
the money
your
for
children.
okpa, now with the chop, don't finish.
And your husband don't blind?
Yes, no, they see, no, they say my line, no, they see 7 years, no, they see.
She's 7 years.
Yes.
Waiting with this line, waiting there.
They made it so.
No, they, okay.
I medicine, where I go buy for my daughter, we know where she and there. You miss with the order, and she's 1 week. You don't do this one now. You never pay money. I tell and say, I pay on credit, you go carry on. No pay money. They pay government, make they help me. If they suffer, no food. No food. See my house. See, now my house is this. No food. Since 10 years now. 10 years now. Now this thing start. Why I know they see. I know they take my eyes, see road.
No problem, no problem. We'll see what you go do, yeah?
If they can't help us.
Even though this our house, they look very season now. Now stand, we stand.
Oh, okay. All is well. No problem, man. Yeah?
By the help of God, for the past 2 weeks, we've been able to go to different slums and places that people need food during this lockdown period. And today, we are at a slum at Ikotum to attend to as many people as we can. Now, we all know that there was an initial lockdown of 2 weeks that kept everybody indoors. And towards the end of the second week, there was a lot of complaint about hunger. And we did not expect another 2 weeks, which has destabilized people basically. And so I felt it was important for us to see how many people we can reach out to with food items, as is the basic necessity of most Nigerians right now. As coronavirus has been known to not have a cure, science has proven that the best way to combat this virus is to remain at home, to stay indoors. That is why the lockdown is a necessity. So we are still encouraging people to sit back in their homes, which is the best way we fight this. That is why the strategy we are using to distribute these foods is door to door. So we will be going to people's houses and we'll be giving them the food right at their doorstep, rather than having them gather. And by that, not only violating the social gathering act, but also endangering their lives and the life of others. So our initial projection was to feed 1,000 people, but while we were doing this, we realized that 1,000 wasn't going to cut it, so we had to increase that to 5,000 people. So I'm in this slum to see how many people we can feed, and the way we are looking at it, we have to feed the whole community because we can't leave anybody behind now. I want to also use this medium to thank and appreciate some people that have been part of this project in one way or the other. We really do appreciate this. And a few days ago, I started a challenge called the 1 million naira challenge, where I tagged some people and challenged them to, in their various localities, feed people whichever way they wanted to do it, buy food for them, give them money. And Don Jazzy contacted me immediately and asked us to help him with his own distribution. So he gave us a sum of 1 million naira to help buy more food items for these people. So I want to thank and appreciate Don Jazzy for this kind act and gesture. God bless you. I also want to thank Pick Milk for coming on board and supplying us with several cartons of Pick Milk to add to what we are giving to these people. We really do appreciate it. So what I'm doing with my team is we are sharing foodstuffs, food condiments, and for some people that the food doesn't get to, we give them a cash of 10k, 15k that will last them for another 2 weeks.
Okay, so because we are respecting social distancing, right? I wouldn't want us to cluster. I want you to go to your houses, then we'll bring it to your doorsteps, okay? So that we don't cluster, okay? So just head back to your house. Bring it.